Hello, fellow adventurers and collectors. Filmaholic here. In today's episode, we're going to start things off with something a little bit different, that being this Peach Riot action figure. Now, for those of you who are familiar with Peach Riot, they're typically more like 4-inch scale statues. So when I found out that they were coming out with some action figures, I figured I'd jump at the chance. So, this is my first time with Pop Mart in general. It's my first time going there, and my first time buying one of these. And their gimmick is basically blind boxes. You're not going to know what you're going to get, and to me, I understand the appeal behind that, but at the same time it is kind of not great. But for my case, I'm totally happy with what I got. You can see there on the left, that's what she originally came with, but for me, I took a bit of time and restyled her. So yeah, I really do like these action figures, I guess you can say. They're more leaning towards that than BJDs that you would see in this scale, so I've been having a lot of fun posing her and stuff like that. She's definitely got a lot of good attributes, but at the same time, for the price, and that's where it ultimately gets me, because these hit around $71, which is insane, considering you don't know which one you're getting, and it runs a chance of getting duplicates. So, as much as I want to get more of these, that threshold right there really is holding me back, because I don't want to spend that much money to get the same figure over and over again. And if they don't come with extra hands and stuff like that, it kind of doesn't seem worth the value. They're well built and well articulated, but again, that's those little things that hold it back. And as you can see here, they're not the biggest figures in the world, and yeah, these are in comparison to a couple figures I've been working on since I've been away. But yeah, it's a cool figure, cool concepts. Just wish they were more, you get what you get, you know what you're getting, as opposed to blind box type of marketing. But it is what it is, unfortunately. Now, in terms of these customs, it was more or less playing around with what I had. I haven't been able to find good lots lately, so I've been playing around with the parts that I've had and spare bodies that I just had laying around. So I actually found the Barbie mermaid and figured I'd pop her head onto here, see how I like it, and it actually works very well considering this is a rolled box body. So yeah, this is just a temporary thing. I'm not too sure if I'm going to keep it like this, but I think it elevates the look of this head sculpt in particular. So yeah, just something I've been playing around with. There is a YouTube channel called El Dolphins, I believe, who experiments with that a lot more, and that's who inspired me to do that. Now, something along those lines is that I had that big lot of designer head sculpts and stuff like that, and been slowly working through them, and sure enough, this is one that was in that lot that I finally got around to using. My original plan for this one was to get a more articulated body, like the Soldier Story body that I've been using, but I figured I'd take the parts from another custom and use the Maha Studios body, which I think works well for this, at least for the aesthetic this was going for. And I'd argue this leans more towards the original Ashley Wood art style than the more contemporary ones. And that being said, I've actually gotten a new Ashley Wood designed figure, and yeah, let's get into that. We're gonna lead into it with this excerpt here, so give me a sec. Long Distance Hate Affair, the Theater of War, a new way to engage. As the mini ice age extends its influence across Earth, the armistice between Earth and Mars begins to crumble. Countries begin to create allegiances not only between themselves but with Mars as well. Skirmishes start to break out across Earth as Mars watches on and plans its next move. During the 5-year armistice, the technology had advanced from robots to space travel, enabling a quicker path to death for all involved. The scope of war has now advanced beyond Earth and Mars. This new conflict spreads to the asteroid belt that separates Mars from Jupiter and to the surface of Europa. The dark shroud of war descends again across the world, while a relatively unknown group known as Nam has resurfaced and have begun their opposition anew against all the powers that be. Reports of Nam activity begin to fill intelligence chatter, from old legends such as Gebi Diplume to new offshoot hives that show a more brazen, violent attitude to their predecessors. The Mongolian region has become a pivotal region that many have aimed to control due to its favorable position for intersolar launches. Earth Coalition and Nam forces now descend on this frozen theater of war. Earth, Moon, Mars, Asteroid Belt, Europa, Jupiter. So yeah, I honestly don't know what any of that means. I remember some bits here and there from the original series, but this is essentially World War Robot 2, so this is going to be the sequel to that line, and the return of the Noms, which are like these cool gas mask wearing guys and stuff like that. I never really grasped the whole concept of World War Robot, but you know me, if it's a cool design, I'm gonna get it. So yeah, that being said, if you don't know who Ashley Wood is, he's like a comic book artist along with just a general artist, I'd imagine. Does a lot of work with, collaborations and stuff like that, but also does his own work, and really struck his toy designer stride back in the day with 3A, but having since separated, they created their own line, own series under Underverse. So I initially didn't get any of these on release because I was hesitant, because they increased the price and overall just seemed to be harder to get here for some reason. So yeah, I was fortunate enough to be gifted these. Oh, let me hold myself there. Gifted this, and yeah, definitely a lot more quality than I was anticipating, and overall torn on how it looks. I personally don't like the skinny jeans look. I prefer the more baggy, more streetwear kind of look, more tactical if anything. So these guys, that part really didn't strike a chord with me, but everything else, the weathering, the paint apps, all seem to be, to the quality of what used to be 3A, as you can see here on the right. So yeah, I don't know if this is going to be my official return to Underverse and Ashley Wood and their line because of how expensive it is, but it is nice to actually get one of these again, because it reminds me of when I first got into the line after all. The 3A Punter Bot Sniper, the one on the right, is what got me into 1/6 scale. So almost seems like a homecoming. But yeah, I kind of let it slip earlier because that wasn't the only one that I was able to get my hands on. So that one's going to be for another video. And with that said, I thank you guys for watching, and I appreciate the support you guys have given me, and I hope this year is everything you wanted and more. So if you liked what you saw here, please like, comment, and or subscribe. I very much appreciate it, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.